Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to part 3 of my adventure mini album tutorial. Okay, so today we're gonna get started with page number 3. Actually, this will be page number 5. So signature number 3, I should say. I'm going to start with another piece of 12 by 12, and I am going to cut this at 8.5 by 10. And now I'm going to score half an inch along the 10 inches. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to fold along the score line. And we are going to add this to the page right here up in the top and center. Okay, and then the scrap piece that we have, I'm going to cut at 10.5. So this piece measures, let's see, 10.5 by 3.5. And my idea is to create a pocket with this using this image from the collection. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up too. So we need to cut this, I'm just gonna cut it on the line, and we're probably gonna have to make it a little bit smaller to fit into the size of the pocket. There we go. And then this is going to measure 9.25, so I'm just gonna cut at 9.25. Okay, so now back to the pocket. I'm going to score at half an inch on 3 sides. We're gonna do 1, then 2, and this side as well, 3. Okay, and then you want to cut the corners like this, and we're going to fold along the score line, and you will see how this actually fits perfectly the way we cut it. So there we go, we have our pocket ready. Now I'm not going to glue it yet. I'm going to use this sheet and I'm going to fussy cut around this cute little monster. This collection is so much fun, you know, especially for little boys, but I really think that if you add a couple of pretty girls in the mix of this collection, you can still have a pretty cute monster, you know, girl monster book, right? Why not? My girls love monsters. I think they all do. So I am going to cut around this guy, and I'm not gonna cut exactly, just gonna fussy cut around him a little bit. Okay, so now I have this little monster cut out, and it was quite difficult to cut this part, but I managed and it's fine. And I'm going to use a piece of cardstock. This is 4 by 2.25, and I'm going to cover that with green paper. I want this to look like the woods, so I'm just going to use this design. So I'm going to cut a small piece to cover that. Okay, so I have these pieces, and I'm also keeping one small piece, and this is going to be like a little tab, and you'll see right now what we're doing. So I'm just going to fold this in half, and I am going to start by gluing this together. I'm just going to glue this too, and then I'm going to glue this right here, just like that. We just need a little tab, and then I'm going to add this piece on top. I'm going to cover this up just like that. Okay, and then we're going to add our cute little monster right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some glue on the back, and make sure you glue him really good, every little piece. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put him right there. So now we have this piece, and what we're gonna do with him is we are going to attach this into the back. Okay, so we're gonna create another spinning feature where he's gonna come out from behind of the woods. I don't know, I just think it's fun. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hold these together. I'm just gonna show you the back so you can see what we're doing. Make sure this is lined up, and we are going to make a hole. Okay, so I just realized that it wasn't recording, so what I did was punch that hole like I showed you, I think, on the last clip, and then I added my brad through here and just close it here, and I covered this page, this part of the pocket, after I added my brad, and then I also added this page on the inside. So now you can see that this little guy kind of pops up a little bit. It's kind of fun, I think. All right, so now we're going to work on this page. So now I'm going to cut a sheet of paper at 6 by 10 1/4. So let me place this like so, and I'm going to score this piece at 5 and 5 1/4. So let me just place this here, and then I'm going to score at 5 and 5 1/4, just like that. And then I'm going to fold along the score line like this. So I have a little 1/4 inch gusset here. So then I'm going to need 3 more pieces of paper at 6 by 10, and I'm going to score these ones at 4 3/4 and at 9 1/2. So now I'm just going to fold along the score lines for those. So I'm going to take a little tool here and just press that down. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Oops. And this. Just like that. And then I have another one, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Then I need another piece of cardstock at 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so we need 2 of these pieces actually, so 3 3/4. So now these 2 pieces I am going to score at 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to score at 3/4 inches, and I'm going to do the same with the second piece, 1/2 inch and 3/4 inches. And now we are going to fold along the score lines for this too as well. And now I'm going to bring over the first piece that we did. Okay, so I'm going to place these 2 on this side here. So I'm just going to put them in the inside, just like this. So I think I'm gonna glue them out, and I'll show you what I mean, because I don't want this to interfere with the other layouts that we're going to add. So I'm going to turn this around, and I am going to glue this 1/2 inch on this side and just kind of wrap it around this piece here. Okay, just like this, and I'm gonna wrap it around, and there we go. And then we'll do the same on this other side. So I'm just gonna I'm flushing this against the bottom, and again I'm gonna add my glue, and just fold this over, and here we go. And now I'm going to make sure that my gussets stand up, just like that, and just like that. So I am going to do a little mark with my pencil on this top cover here. So the first thing you want to find is your center, so that will be at 3 inches because this piece measures 6 inches. So I am going to just pencil mark where the 3 inches are, here and back here, and then I am going to draw a line that is going to measure 3 inches. So I'm going to go, this measures 5, so I'm going to go from 1 until 4. Okay, so this little line, so you can see right there, and this is where we're going to make a cut. Okay, so I'm just gonna place this along my Scor board, my cutter, I'm sorry, and I am simply going to go from 1 to 4. That will be right on top of your line. Now I'm going to slide this over just a little bit and do the same cut again up until 4, and the same thing towards the other side from 1 to 4. So we are going to have this little opening, so then I'm just going to cut the sides just like that, and cut the sides just like that. See, now we have this big opening piece. Okay, so now I'm going to use 2 circles again, and I cut these circles at 3 inches. So we want to make sure that the circles will be able to go into this little opening that we cut. And I'm going to fold my circles in half, just like that. And I'm going to do both of them. Okay, and then I'm going to open this up, and I am going to glue 1 circle here on this side. I'm just going to place it down the center and make sure that it will go into your opening. So that is good, that fits perfect. So maybe just a tiny bit up so it's center. Okay, and then we'll do the same with the other circle. You're going to glue and make sure it's, oops, make sure it is on the same position as the first one, and we just press hard, and here we go. So now this will be the little closure or opening for this little booklet that we're doing. Isn't that cool? Okay, so of course we're gonna cover this with paper and all, but so for now let's just add what is going to go in here. So I have, let me start with this one, the 3 accordion flaps. So I'm going to add my glue on this 1/2 inch flap and just place this along the bottom, just like that. And then I'm going to grab my second one and do the same thing, just where this one ends, that's where we're gonna place it, just like that. Let's see, right here. And then make sure it's not too bulky, so I'm going to test it and see if I have room to add that third one, and I think I do. Always keep in mind that we're going to put pictures and papers on all of these flaps that we do before you keep adding. So I'm just gonna glue this part here, and this little opening for me for some reason came out a little bit smaller, but that's okay. I don't think I cut my paper right. Okay, so now we're just gonna hold this down and do this closure. Okay, so to make sure that this is going to stay down where we want it, we are going to use little magnets. I am just going to place one little magnet here, and then I'm going to close my flap and place the magnet there. So right here's where this magnet's gonna go, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Oops, the glue did not set on the back yet, so I'm gonna have to hold that for a second. So then I'm going to place the magnet here, and see, these magnets are probably gonna stay together. All right, so I'm just gonna put this one here and do the same thing with this magnet. That's where it's gonna go. So then I'm just gonna add my glue and place it right there. So now I'm gonna let these magnets dry. So then I cut this little bubble. This bubble or circle here is a little bit smaller than the 3-inch circle. So I am just going to center it just like that. And then I'm going to pencil mark the center. And I'm going to cut this in half. Okay, and then we're just going to glue these so they're kind of touching when it's close. So I'm just going to add glue on this one like that, and then glue on this other one. Okay, so to cover this piece, I cut a piece that measures 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm gonna open this up so I can mark where this hole is gonna go. And I think the easiest way is to basically just let's see, we can just put it here, and then we can turn this whole thing around and just pencil mark where we need to cut this. We can draw just around the square, and then we can cut something a little bit bigger than the line that we cut. I hope I'm making sense. So basically the drawing that you did, you just cut outside the lines. Okay, and you're gonna go from the 1 till the 4, just like we did before, from the 1 till the 4. And then we're just gonna snip the sides. Now we just glue this down. First, make sure that your opening is, you know, bigger than your cardstock, just like that. Okay, so you kind of see the cardstock just a little bit on this side. So I had to cut mine a little bit wider because I do like that cardstock frame just like we have on the edges. But anyway, so now we insert, and there you go. Isn't that fun and cute? So let's move on with that and add it into our base. So I'm just going to cut a piece big enough to cover that, and I'm using these from my scraps from when we cut that piece that we use here. And I'm just going to pencil mark where it needs to be cut, so which is right there. Now we just go ahead and add this background like that, and then we can add this piece here on the center. I'm just gonna add it right on the center as a focal point. So I'm just gonna add glue. And I'm going to add quite a bit of glue because after we add pictures, we want to make sure this is secure enough. And that is going to go right on the center. Alright, we're done with this page. Okay, so for the next page, I'm going to use 3 pieces of 12 by 12 paper. I am going to score at 6 inches. And then I'm going to score at 6 inches once again. Okay, so now I'm going to fold along those score lines. Just like that. And like this. And then we are going to fold this like so. So we're gonna basically fold diagonal, and I'm going to press this good. And I like to fold it to both ways, so I'm just gonna do the same to the other side just to make sure that this page is flexible. I have the 3 pieces folded, and so now what we're gonna do is see these 2 sides that have 2 triangles on these 2, and then we have the 2 that are non-score. We're basically going to fold this in like this and in like this, and we're gonna come out with a square just like that. So I'm gonna do that again here. We have the square pieces, so basically you put your square pieces together and these 2 triangles should go inside. And then we have 2, and then we're gonna do this one more time here. Yeah, so then you'll get the hang of it once you do 1, I think. And then make sure we press this really hard. Okay, so now we have all our pieces, and to put it together, we're gonna open this again. And I'm going to place this second one on the full square on top of this full square on the corner. So I'm going to add glue on this side. Make sure you get the sides, the edges. And then we place the second one right on top here. Let's see. Oops. Okay, so make sure you're not touching your score line, you're just a little bit off of it. And then we move this over, and we are going to do the same thing with the third piece. So I'm gonna add glue on this square, and then I'll bring the third piece over. I'm gonna open it up and just glue this down here like so. Okay, so now to fold it, let me zoom out a little bit. Here we go. So I am going to start with the third one and just fold it down like we had it. And then I'm going to do the first one and fold it like that. And then the one on the center will actually fold back. So you kind of want to push these 2 in and fold it back, okay? So the first 2, I'm gonna do that again. The last square, number 3, we're gonna basically fold the triangles in. The first one, we're gonna fold the triangles in. And the center one, which is the one we are left with, we're gonna fold the triangles out to the back. And you will see that it will kind of come together when you give it a little push, it will come together. So now we have the 6 by 6 little interactive page, and I think it's really fun. So then when we open it, it will open up like so, and then you have lots of room to put pictures. You can add 6x6 papers here, and then you can cut 2 of your 6x6 in half. Actually, you will need 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then those same pieces you will cut in half diagonal to be able to put the paper there. So let's do one as a sample, and then you can continue doing the other one. So I'm going to cut these at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I'm going to do 2, and then one of them we are going to grab diagonal like this. Just put your corners here and here on the cutting line, and then we're gonna cut just like that. So that's how we get the triangles, and we can start adding some of the paper. So let me open the first square, and I'm going to place this one here. Actually, I'm going to do the opposite. So it's gonna be really fun to like mix and match the patterns on this little interactive page, because you can put this one up there, this triangle. Okay, so we'll do this one here, just like that. And then you can put the other triangle here, and then you cut a different pattern paper and you put one there and one there, you know, kind of just playing around with your layouts, just like this. And then I'm going to embellish this whole side using my ephemera. They're so cute, and this is perfect to add little notes. So this one says be brave, so I'm only gonna glue the top so we can add a picture behind this if we need to. And so yeah, so then we're just gonna continue embellishing that. I will show you how mine looks like at the end. Don't forget to also do the back side, because this will open both ways. Okay, so to keep these closed, I am going to add 2 little belts on the side. So I grabbed 2 pieces of scraps, and this measure, I didn't measure them. Let me grab my scoreboard because I need to score this. So I think this measure about 5.5 by 2.5. So I am just going to score this number 1 at 3 inches and 3.5. So I'm gonna do the same for both. 3 inches and 3.5. And I'm going to fold along the score lines just like this, and I'm going to glue one on the back here. So I'm going to turn this around and add glue on this. Okay, just like this. Tessie just came here reminding me that we have a date for reading time, so I better make this quick. So I'm gonna do the same with this side here, and kind of make sure that it is on the same elevation as the other one. And we are just on the back of these, and now these 2 are gonna wrap around and act as 2 buckles. Now you can do this like me, like I'm doing it all the way to the center, or you can cut it and just make it like 2 belts on the side. So I'm kind of thinking how I want to do this, but because I'm being rushed, I'm just gonna do this way. So I'm going to grab my magnets, and I am going to place one on this side. So I am going to put the sticky sides down here, just like there. We're gonna place the other one and take off your sticky sides just like that, and then wrap it around. Make sure that your gusset is standing up so you have plenty of room to expand after we add paper and pictures. And I'm gonna glue that down there. I'm just simply going to take off the tape from this side and add my design paper just like this, right on the center. And now we have a closure for this part. Isn't that cute? And then we can add something here if you guys, or if me don't like seeing that little opening. You can always put this. I think I love that actually. But I'm gonna cover this with paper, and then we can add this thing as a gatefold on one of the sides. Okay, don't glue it all the way. We'll just glue it on one of the sides. But for now, I am going to go back to my main page. I'm gonna cover this up with paper, and I'm gonna use this design. So again, this is just going to measure 9 1/4 by 9 3/4 to fit the page. Just like that. So I'm gonna glue this down, and then I'm just gonna glue my little booklets down as well. So I'm just gonna put this here, and this is going to go right on the center again. You can put it on the side if you like, but I think I like symmetry, so the center should be fine. Again, we want to add quite enough glue on this one so it doesn't come out or break out of the page. And here we go. Another fun interactive page, and I can't wait to see it all come together. Oh look, even this one we can add one of those two. I'm not gonna do that right now because I want to back these on cardstock before I add it. So I am going to stop this tutorial right now, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the process. So next time we are going to put it all together and work on the inside covers. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you join me next time. Don't forget to visit JS Hobbies and Crafts. I will have all the supplies on the description box below and the link to the store as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.